thought Dr. Sloan was here to help save us and this reality. Well, that's until today. But first, with Season 4 nearly here, that means our next Battle Pass is just around the corner. It's as simple as dropping a like on the video and leaving your epic ID down below. And as always, remember to pop in code MMCS in the Fortnite Item Shop. During this season, we've been helping Dr. Sloan get the apparatus up and working, and well, now it's finally complete. But it turns out she's got other plans. But before we find out what her evil plans are, after this update, a brand new NPC has arrived to the Fortnite Island. They have special, unique dialogue with a few characters which help us understand Dr. Sloan's new plans. Located just southwest of Frenzy Field is Bush Ranger, an OG character in the Fortnite storyline who we haven't seen for years. And this is super interesting because he has a very suspicious selection of characters he has special dialogue with. The first one being Relic, a character we don't know too much about, and Bush Ranger has something very special to say to him. So if we jump in game here and head on over to Bush Ranger, let's find out what he has to say. Right, here he is. Let's approach him as Relic, and he says, Bush Ranger's leaves seem to sweat nervously, hinting that he knows he's a bad person. And this all ties in with Dr. Sloan's plan I'll be telling you about in a minute. But it gets even more interesting, because if you then approach Bush Ranger as the one and only Jonesy, he has even more special dialogue. Yes, believe it or not, this is the first time a character in Chapter 4 has had special dialogue with Jones. Approach Bush Ranger as him and he says, friend, I missed you. Meaning Jones is coming back? We haven't seen Jones at all this chapter. While many of you think the last time we saw him was during the Collision Live event, it actually wasn't. It was in the Chapter 4 loading screen. I mean, look, that's his feet right there. But he's been nowhere to be found since. But that's up until now. He's kind of like the face of Fortnite, the character's journey we've been following the longest, and it finally looks like we're going to be following him again going into Season 4. Because in a minute, you'll see he's actually mentioned by Dr. Sloan and her plan. But something happened this update that was huge. We all originally thought that the Rift Warden hired Nia to spy on the explorers and the apparatus's construction. I mean, it makes sense, right? Geno might want to hijack it after his Rift Gate failed. But after today, if you approach Nia as Lorenzo, one of the explorers, it turns out he was the one that hired her. And it looks like other members of the explorer team, like Ryan, have been selling secrets to the evil people of Megacity. So it looks like the explorers' trust is falling apart and they're slowly going against each other. But where is Dr. Sloan right now? She's not where she originally was. Well, we'll find out in a minute, because there's some other secret map changes that have happened around the island in this update I bet you didn't know about. Just like the mystery object that's just been added to the cave at Bergbarge. If we jump in game and head on over there, you all know about the ice that's been melting all season and this cave opened up. But inside, after this update, Fortnite added something new that's a little bit strange. So if we land here outside the entrance and head on in, you'll see over in the corner a weird shrine. It doesn't look like much, but soon there'll be a cursed Mousecalls plushie that spawns here. For right now, it has no relevance for being here, and it could be something to do with next season that they've accidentally added early by mistake. I mean, who knows? As well as that, in a previous video, we spoke about the Stark Industry files randomly appearing at the new Explorers worksite, and after today's update, they're still there. So they weren't added by mistake like everybody thought. This could actually really be a hint for next season. The Explorers have also completed a new base where the final convoy left off. So with all of this going on, where is Dr. Sloan? We started off in Season 3 and she was originally located at her campsite, but last week she moved into the chamber of Rumble Ruins where the glyphs are located. But after this update, guess what? She's moved back to her campsite. But why is she there? Well, from the looks of her new loading screen, which is called Reinvention, she's taken matters into her own hands. Check this out. It looks like Dr. Sloan will be able to control the telescope from her camp, instead of the control panel being right next to the apparatus. Suspicious. What's caused her to do this? Well, it looks like she's just found out about the new glyph down in Rumble Ruins, which has finally been revealed from the rocks and rubble that have been covering it this whole time. It looks like it's someone from the last reality controlling what looks like to be the moon and overlooking previous Fortnite events. Something has clicked in Dr. Sloan's head because even now, Dr. Sloan is arguing with the explorers. They've worked together all season on this apparatus, and if you go on over there as Dr. Sloan, they'll overreact. Over on the other side of Rumble Ruins, we know about this glyph being revealed, but over the next few days, this glyph will actually start to glow, similar to the Transformers wall. According to Dr. Sloan, the jungle glyphs are the clue to where we should go after leaving this current island. This can't be good because she also wants a word with the person that saved her in this jungle, and as we know, that's Relic. He's also a bad guy. But what's really confusing is that if you're completing the Sloan's quests this season and approach Dr. Sloan right now in game, she has some new dialogue. She says that we've impressed her when helping to rebuild the apparatus and that a criminal has stolen an important piece of the plan that belonged to the Rift Warden, the creator of the failed Rift Gate, that's now located in a secret facility. But where is this secret facility, you may ask? Well, if you head on over to the top northeast part of the island near Lonely Labs, you'll find this new cave entrance that was added in this recent update. It's super hidden and not many people will know about it, and it's called Lonely Labyrinth because inside it's a maze. Once you're in here, you have to follow the arrows in a specific order. It's quite confusing, but once you completed it and reached the middle, that's where Stingray is, the person who stole these artifacts, and the schematic artifacts themselves are located in the middle. Once you take them, watch out because Stingray isn't very happy and you're gonna have to fight him. So with this recent dialogue with Dr. Sloan, it seems like Dr. Sloan is wanting us to join her side by praising us and gaining our trust to do these side missions. But we've got to remember that one time she betrayed us and left us all to die. I still don't fully trust Dr. Sloan, and it looks like the explorers don't either. And that's where we now move on to the apparatus, because if you hadn't noticed, Dr. Sloan and the Luminaries, the explorers, who are also now skeptical of Dr. Sloan, have finally got the apparatus up and working. Last update, we had to find the last kinetic prism, and well, as of today, it's finally complete, and soon it'll be projecting a stellar star map up in the sky. Over the next few days, along with these glyphs lighting up, it's going to showcase different phases of the moon coming closer and closer, causing a literal solar eclipse. Apparently, according to Dr. Sloan, it's the key to saving this island. Remember though, speaking to Error recently, she says if this apparatus is in the wrong hands, it could be very dangerous. And well, it finally looks like that Dr. Sloan could be that dangerous person she was talking about. With Dr. Sloan running away back to her old campsite after she discovered the new ruins hidden behind the Rumble Wall this season, and with the explorers not liking her anymore and they're also falling apart, it looks like Dr. Sloan is up to something. She says in her recent logs that she has a plan that's going to give us a path to escape our enemies for good. She says it's risky, but it's worth it. She then goes on to say that she's been told by someone that you and I both trust that we need to get off this island as soon as we can. It seems like here she's talking about Jonesy. She then goes on to say perhaps we'll manage to find refuge somewhere else in the stars and escape the last reality for good. I don't know, it seems like she's leading us straight towards them. After all of this, do you trust Dr. Sloan?